Hello there. It's another Monday, not Sunday. It's another Monday, and it's the Football Show Monday, live on YouTube. My name is Wale, and it's so nice to be with you again today. And today we're just going to be discussing quite a lot about. We zero in on the Super Eagles' performance against the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone in the first leg and the second leg of the AFCON qualifiers that happened uh, over a week, just a little over a week ago. We'll be talking to a ex-Nigerian international who obviously we've spoken to in the past, who's graciously joined us today to talk about the issue. So I'm talking about no other person than Eddie Dombraye. Eddie used to be a former youth international, so a Super Eagles international. Also played in the Nigerian local league before obviously moving abroad to um, play in some of the teams in Poland, Ukraine, and elsewhere. So, Eddie, thank you for joining us today. It's so nice for you to be with us. I know it's about it should be about after 10 in Ukraine, if I'm right.
Yeah, after 10.
Yeah. So thank you
Yeah,
for joining us.
yeah, thanks for having me, Wale.
Yeah. Well, the key thing we probably will have to discuss about is starting with will be Super Eagles. What do you make of the first leg, leading 4-0 and ended up playing 4-4 in the stadium in Benin City, and then going over to Freetown Sierra Leone to draw, as it were, 0-0 with Sierra Leone. What's your take on that?
Yeah, to me, the game in Benin City was really surprising. But the return leg in Sierra Leone wasn't surprising at all for me because I watched it. I was able to watch it. The pitch was not really good, and then the Sierra Leoneans they were no longer intimidated anymore by the Super Eagles in the second leg. But the first leg, it was really. I think we really have to look into it. What really happened? We really have to look into it
Mm,
because it's really serious. You can't be winning at home 4-1 in the first half and then end up drawing the game.
mm. What do you think went wrong? I mean, some people have said maybe the boys were tired. They weren't really fit for the game. Other people felt the boys were like took Sierra Leone for granted. That well, we're just playing Sierra Leone. That's not a problem. Some other people were quick to attack the coach, like the manager, Gil Raw, to say he should have made changes. Some certain people shouldn't have played. So, what do you think, in your own opinion, looking at that first leg, especially, what do you think happened?
Mhm. No, I think everything you read on social media about what went wrong, I think I partially agree with all of them. Apart from attacking the coach, I agree with all. Most of these players came a day to the game, 2 days to the game. Of course, they're tired. Then the weather factor too. You see, when we talk about weather, some people think because you're African, so why will you complain about weather? These guys have been about 3, 4 months in Europe under the lockdown, and then you come 2 days to a game. Okay, those are kind of flimsy excuses though. But you don't come from 4-1 up to draw a game. Changing of
Mm,
players, yeah, honestly, if I was a coach, if I was were him and I had the chance to change 7 players, I would change 7 players in the first half
mm,
because I will be very sure that it's done. I'm sure he was sure it's done. The players were even sure it was over. So yeah, maybe the players kind of a little bit. Everybody relaxed. I'm sure you relaxed too watching.
yeah,
Everybody
definitely, yeah.
relaxed. So and they were playing. They were the main actors. You're playing against your opponent. You know how strong or weak he is, and you know they knew there was no way it could end the draw. They knew at the end of the first half. But the Sri Lankans, they came out fighting. And so when people criticize the coach, I might have just I might even have gone home in the first half, because it was over. Yeah, but now we are criticizing the coach. The coach did not do well. fire the coach, fire the coach. Why fire the coach? Just give me new contracts. Just give me new contract. And then what about the if you have to fire the coach, that means the NFF officials or what's it called? NFF chairman and the
Mm.
ministers, well, they have to resign. If they have to fire the coach, they have to resign. Why are you coming to train with the Super Eagles players 2 days to a very important game? What do you think? That means if they train for 30 minutes, that means the training was like, will be casual. Will be casual.
Mm.
You have the NFF president, the minister of sport, the deputy governor of those state, pre-political politicians in the training. Of course, it will be casual, but we're preparing for a very serious game, and now you want to fire the coach.
Who would you
The only
blame
thing
for
I'll
that? Who
blame the
would you
coach
blame for
for,
that?
Ginadroa for was,
Mm. Well, I'm so
yeah, I'll
sorry
blame the coach.
to
I'll blame
interrupt.
Ginadroa for that. Why allow them?
Exactly. So that's why allow them. So that's the thing. So people were saying that probably the manager, technical advisor, the coach, whatever you want to call him, is not technically in charge
Yeah,
of that team. Why would you allow? I mean, could you believe such a thing could happen when you played football in Poland, in Ukraine? I mean, think about the president of Ukraine or probably a governor in Kiev or whatever coming over to play
yeah,
with the national team or the FA chairman or whoever coming over to play with the team when they have a very important game to play. You know,
no,
that's why a lot of people are saying, what kind of manager do we have? And it's so interesting. Even after the game, we saw the NFF chairman go into the dressing room, gave the boys a thorough dressing down with the coach just staring, not even mentioning, not even talking anything. He was just there, just sat down. So you see why some people say, you know what, we don't think this guy is really the guy for us. He can't
in
take us more
charge.
than what he has
Yeah,
done. So do you also agree with those people that say that?
yeah, I totally agree. But I agree, but I don't want to talk about the technical part or tactical part, because it's beyond that. But even on that video, uh, when the NFF president was addressing the players after the first leg in Benin, how
Mm,
he was sitting, his body language said this all that he's not in charge. His
exactly.
body language said this all that he's not in charge. So I mean, you don't allow no interference. It's just 2 days to an important game. Nobody trains. Even come on, man, you can't do it with Moreno. In short, the hotel will be under lockdown. The hotel will be under lockdown. Not to talk about the pitch, and it's COVID-19 period. So nobody should even
Exactly.
come close to the players. So
Hmm.
on that, I think it's the fault of the coach for allowing them.
The other thing is, some people are saying, why is it that Raw don't give the local league players a chance, at least to stake their claims to, you know, rightfully play in the Super Eagles? Why is it that every time we have a game, get Raw somewhere in Europe or wherever, looking out for the next player of Nigerian player of a player of Nigerian origin to come? So, do you think, as a technical advisor and as a coach of a national team, local league players should be given a chance at least to train with these boys, show their skills, and obviously, if they merit it, get a jersey within the national team?
Yeah, yeah, I think they should be given a chance. But again, that's why the Can Eagles or Can was home base Eagles,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, was created. I think it's because of issues like this it was created. And besides, the leagues have not been going on for about 9 months, so you can't invite home base players. Even a lot of people complain about the home base players not included. But if you look at the current Super Eagles squad, to me they're very young and talented players. If things go well, they might even exceed what the USA 94 squad did because we have very young players and they're very good. We have a very good team right now. maybe they will not get to their, how do I say, the expectation that I personally expect from them because of management. But football wise, they are really good. So, which home based player would you be dropping? Would you bring in to drop one of these foreign based players we have now in the team? That's the question. But coming to train is, you should do that in Chan. If you are good enough, really good enough, of course, it should be called. And I blame Roa too for not at least watching few league games because we have good players in the local league.
Mm,
Last season when the league was on, at least you should have gone around, watched one or two, three games like Westhoff did those days.
yeah.
He had time. He took time to watch some few games. Yeah, the semi-toges, they were playing the local league. He took time to watch them and watch them again, and then inviting them. So I think he should do that. He should not just sit in Abuja there.
And just earn his money. So so looking at those players that you mentioned, especially the young and talented guys that really done well. A week after the game in Sierra Leone, he will be playing 90 minutes for Everton when they beat Fulham. Okay, he will be playing as a wing back, and there obviously was Olaina who was with Fulham also played. Okay, we had where else? Maduka Okoye, who was in played
Yeah,
for Rotterdam, did well. Okay, that's the same player
had a
that
clean sheet.
considered four
Yeah,
goals. Yeah, had a clean sheet. Same player that considered four goals in Benin. We had Tyrone
yeah,
Eboyi, obviously that played. Also, we had Joe Aribo that played for Rangers, doing well, and people are even
yeah.
saying,
He played
uh,
too.
yeah, that they would be that Joe Aribo might probably be the player of the season in Scotland. Why is it that these
Yeah,
players
yeah.
are good individually in their clubs? All right, they're doing well in their clubs individually. They're doing really extremely well. Young, talented bunch of players. But when it comes to the national team, they seem to fade out. Is that because there's a transition between coming from playing abroad and coming back home,
Um,
or does it have to do with the technical aspect
no,
of the
I,
game?
I, I would say, first of all, first of all, no, first of all, I would say because in the national team, there's no competition in those positions. Iwobi has nobody competing with him in the national team. So I get to relax. They don't have competition.
Mm,
And not just because of there are no home base. Okay, now this is the time you bring some home base players into the team, like you said, for training. And these guys, they want to go to Europe. They want to enrich their CV. So even this Iwobi and coach, they see these home base players play. They want to sit up. See, can okay now? Let me ask you a question. Can Julian play Iwobi as a wing back? No, he would never even think
no,
of it. He
no.
would not think of it. And if you ask me to play Iwobi as a wing back, I will tell you no. I will tell you he's lazy.
Mm. But we saw
You
what he did
understand? I will tell
yesterday.
you.
But we saw what he
Yeah,
did
he
yesterday
had
with
a
Everton.
to me he had a
Brilliant
brilliant
game.
game, very
Yeah.
brilliant game.
Hmm.
So I guess Ancelotti must have talked to him one on one. This is what I expect from you, and I believe you can do it. The thing is psyching the player. I believe you can do it. If you cannot do it, okay, you sit on the bench, you come later in your position, which you might not come in, get to come in. And he
Yeah.
wants to play.
Hmm.
He wants to play. So it's not all about the technical, tactical part. And Ancelotti is already experienced in the business.
Hmm.
So you tell him one or two things and motivate him. If he had scored, he would have been man of the match yesterday.
Yeah. So what's the way forward for the Super Eagles? I know we're still going to qualify. There's no way we're still going to qualify. Hopefully, I think our next game is going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
against Lesotho, so we're going to qualify fine. What's the way forward? Do you see these Super Eagles qualifying and obviously going to the AFCON to probably win? Because that's what we want. So far, General hasn't done anything spectacular as a manager since he's come to the Super Eagles because we've seen our locally based home managers do more than he's doing. Late Stephen Keshi, for example, has done more than given what he's doing. So what do you expect from him this time around?
Um, I think they just form a committee in the something committee in NFF there.
Mm,
You know, I think this committee needs to not just address these issues with the coach, but with the NFF president and the minister of sports, because it's like what we call encroachment. They're all just all over the Super Eagles and all that. No, give them some space. And they should really spell out what's in Genedroit's contract. No, give him some free hand to do what he has to do. You say he should qualify, he should win AFCON, and he should qualify us for the World Cup, go to round of 16. But like this, he can't do it because if you look at his body language, it shows that he's not in charge.
mm.
Let him be in charge. Then we know he failed. Now we're all accusing Genedroit. But from the side, we know that he's not in charge. It's wrong. Don't let him fail. Give him free hand. Let him fail himself. So he should be responsible for himself. Honestly, it's really painful because I watched the Ukraine Nigeria game here live. It's been a while I watched the Super Eagles game live, and honestly, I never had confidence for a long time. But after watching that game, I thought, and I told a close friend of mine that they are going to win the next AFCON.
Mm.
That's what I thought. So I still believe in these players, but they should let these players be. They should let it just be Super Eagles. No NFF, no, no, let it just be Super Eagles. There's too
So
much interference in the team.
just this, was it last week or so? Yeah, last week. Yakubu Egbini, former Super Eagles striker,
Yeah,
said Roa was probably the worst ever coach for the Nigerian Super Eagles team. Obviously, you saw that team play live
yeah.
against Ukraine, and you saw something that made you decide these guys are going to win AFCON. Yakubu disagrees with you. As far as he's concerned, that team won't go anywhere because Roa is not the right person to take us to the next to El Dorado. Do you, so where are we going to have a consensus there? I know you
Oh,
said there's no way we can get rid of him at the moment.
oh, why not? We can get rid of him. Why not? We have to just pay him off.
And I know you played under several top managers. In looking at Raw, would you also share Yakubu's Ayegbini's um, um, um,
But
idea that he's not, his thoughts that is that man is not the right person for us?
no, I will not agree with Yakubu. But it all boils down to the NFF too and Minister of Sport to give this
Mm,
man a chance because I myself I'm a coach. I wouldn't want to a fellow coach, but I
mm,
have to say the truth.
yeah.
I have to say the truth. So during the game, after the game in Nigeria, Ukraine, Nigeria, yeah, because I was in same hotel with the Super Eagles. So that night I ran into him and I asked Roa because there was an incident he was telling Shi- Chikweze Wonkeze. He was pointing because I was close. He was pointing to him during the course of the game, and then I asked him. I said he was telling him to come out, not to
Mm,
play him, to come out. And anytime he was with the ball going in, it was dangerous. So I asked him, why were you telling him to come out? And he gave me, because I asked, because I'm a learner, I want to learn too. I
mm,
asked him, and he explained it to me very, very clearly. You know how you want to
mm,
say A, B, C. I told him to come out so it will be white for him, so there will be space and this and this. He explained it clearly. and the understanding. But I think he's too much of a gentleman.
Okay. And in the coaching business, you don't have to be a gentleman. No, not
Oh,
everybody can be like Claudio Ranieri.
yeah, and Ancelotti, not everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if are you not saying that if he's left to choose his own team, to manage his own team, and no interference, you see that national team, you see that Super Eagles going places.
Yes, yes, yes,
Hmm. Hmm.
yes.
That's a very strong backing for Roa there, and hopefully we will let him know that Roa, you've got a very strong supporter in Ukraine. Anyway, so so far
No, really, really.
in the Super Eagles now, and
Uh,
obviously all these players you've mentioned, who would you say, and since the league has restarted this season, I know you've looked at most of the players. You look at them quite a lot. Which one of the players would you say have really impressed you so far? I mean, Super Eagles players. Which one would you say has impressed you so far?
Eribo for Glasgow Rangers.
Oh, okay, Joe.
Yeah,
Why would you say
uh,
that?
be-
Because people
yeah,
people
because
say it's not a strong person.
I see myself in like him. He's kind of slicky. And no, good player, and he has been a starter and scoring goals too. And then Chukwueze too, although it's
Mm,
not starting all the games, they're all doing well. The Okoye not bad too. Okay, he had his first two friendly games between Ukraine and Brazil. He did very well,
mm,
man, bro. While you cannot come from a third division side and play against Brazil national team that has Neymar and the rest and give a 5-star performance, you cannot.
that's true.
No, he didn't show no stage fright or anything. He didn't. He was composed. Actually, it was like somebody who has played for like 6 years in the national team. So
Mm,
for him, considering 4 goals in Benin and everybody wants to crucify him, why don't we trace how they lost the ball, how we lost the ball? The ball didn't
mm,
just come directly to him. They
yeah.
lose the ball somewhere. We have to look into all these things. The only person in the team that I'm not really happy with right now is our captain. He's the only one.
Musa.
Yeah, yeah,
Ahmed Musa. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And why would you say that? Is it because
I,
where he plays is not really competitive? He plays in the Saudi league, which is not really competitive. Or why would you say that?
no, I'm not judging him because of these past games.
Mm,
They all knew they let Nigeria down. I'm not judging him for that because Musa is an experienced player. He's already experienced. He's played in
mm,
Russia, Holland, the Premiership. He experienced. It's very wrong that he will get there and he will make 10 crosses and only two will be okay.
mm,
You understand? You will make 10
mm,
crosses and only two will be okay. Man, you're already a top level player. These
mm.
are the kind of things Beckham will make 10 crosses, and those 10 crosses will be near perfect, if not perfect.
And don't
You
forget
already
Finidi
know.
George. Don't forget
Oh,
Finidi
yeah,
George
we
was
need
the
to do
master
it. We need to
crosser.
do it. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Eddie, for your time with us. We hope soon again we'll call you on and we'll be able to probably review the Super Eagles. Thank you for your time today, and
Oh,
say big hello to the little boy over there that will
okay.
obviously wants to have a chat with us.
Oh, thank you, and sorry for all this.
No, no, it's okay. He wants to talk football. Maybe be like that. I'll play football and talk football. So don't worry. Tell him his time will come.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Wale.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Be. Thank you,
yeah,
Eddie. Thanks for
yeah.
joining us. So
Okay.
we're gonna go. Hi there, welcome back to the show. And before we went on that quick break, obviously you saw the Super Eagles pre the game against Sierra Leone in Ogbemudia Stadium, training there in preparation for the first leg, dying at 4-4. So we had a chat with Eddie Dombrai all the way from Ukraine, obviously backing the Super Eagles manager, Roa. He thinks he's still the right man for the job. So, well, we wait and see. Obviously, the NFF have already backed Roa. Uh, yeah, they've already backed Roa. We're just trying to connect with our next guest. So NFF have already backed Roa to say yes. We think you're the right man for the job. So keep going. So we see how it goes anyway, because we've got Lesotho to play next. Obviously, the survivors are looking good to qualify. They're still tops in the league, the group they are. So we see how it goes. So we've got our next guest on the show, and he's someone who we've spoken to before, Benjamin Willie Graham. He's all the way from Ghana, Accra, Ghana. Benjamin, we're going to be talking, Willie, we're going to be talking about the rumblings in the House of CAF now. So I mean, there've been issues about CAF, about the president of CAF. The FIFA has decided to ban. So FIFA has said we're going to ban CAF President Ahmed for the next 5 years. Why? Hopefully, Willie, we're going to shed more lights on what happened and why President Ahmed been banned for 5 years, obviously because of financial misconduct, as you can see on the screens at the moment. So, Willie is someone who is in the know and obviously close to the corridors of power within CAF as a Ghanaian journalist. Who is obviously very close, like I said, to the corridors of power in CAF. So we're trying to establish contact with Willie, and we will get the gist of what is going on in CAF. But from the breaking news we got today about a few hours ago, the man, president of CAF, was banned because of financial misconduct, and had to do with some issues relating to accepting gifts, abuse of position, misappropriation of funds, and breaching of codes of conduct. You know, quite a lot of it. Read the official statement. So, Willie, hello, how are you? All the way from Accra. Hello, hello, Willie. Hello, Willie. Can you hear me? Hello. If you can, if you can hear me, Willie, we will try and re-establish contacts with you again. But so we've got the CAF elections coming up next year. So we've got CAF election coming up next year, and it is very rare for FIFA to just turn around and say um, we're just going to ban you. I mean, it's for an official that was elected about 3 years ago into his presidency, CAF presidency, to be banned following investigations by FIFA itself. And obviously, because he's been banned for 5 years, that don't mean the ban will obviously go straight like that. He can still appeal his sanction, his ban, the Court of Arbitration for Sports, that's CAS. So hopefully, knowing he has up to 60 days to do that. But knowing the precedent, I think he will be going for that. So this guy was elected CAF president in 2017, and obviously passed all the scrutiny, all the tests that was needed to be CAF president. But again, following all these investigations into his what he has been doing in CAF, he has been told to just go away. Has been banned by CAF, which is really, really, really strong. But so obviously he's been suspended for a little while because we had in CAF there's the current interim president of Mr. Constant Omari, who is interim president. So he's taking charge whilst Mr. Ahmed was being investigated. Mr. Mari was like an interim president of CAF whilst the investigation was going on. So he will continue his tenure as an interim president for when we don't know, but indefinitely as it is. So we're looking forward to probably the next election to see who the next CAF president is going to be. Willie, how are you? Hi, Willie.
Yeah, can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Yeah, yeah, Willie. Yeah, we can hear you now. We can't see you, but we
uh,
can hear you.
that's how it's supposed to
How are
be
you,
now.
Willie?
But I hope everything is good.
So Willie. All right. So we're talking about the CAF president, President Ahmed. What the heck is going on at CAF?
I think that this story came, if you remember, back in 2019 before the African Cup of Nations when Ahmad was arrested in France. Remember the financial issues that had to do with some procurement issues, which eventually FIFA had to issue a statement and said that they were going to investigate the matter. And this was a situation which nearly threw the entire African Cup of Nations in disarray until Power Play had to come in and he got released. And then eventually we had a successful African Cup of Nations. So that investigation was still ongoing. And remember the report that also came in and that indicated that they went to Qatar or they went to and in terms of the funding of the trip, we told that Ahmad did use CAF funds to foot the bills. These were issues that were raised. Remember, KPMG made audits of the CAF books and reviewed some of these issues. And so these were pending matters that needed to be resolved. And the coming in of Fatima Samora to clean up the house, set up governance structure and all those things, did not necessarily mean that come out that these were misappropriation of CAF funds to private use, and these are issues that breaches the ethics or the principles established in the governance of our football, and it's unfortunate. My worry currently is the timing of this information. We are playing ship in CAF currently has been thrown apart, and so nobody knows what's going to happen again going forward. And I believe that it's a sad scenario, and I just don't understand what's going to happen. I understand. Next year we're going to have the CAF elections.
So what is this going to be the end of the road for CAF President Ahmed?
I mean, certainly he's banned more people related activities. I mean, nothing to do at all when Ahmad now. The boat sunk for him as a captain.
So we're looking forward to the next election next year. Any names to look out for?
Well, I know Amaju Pinnick did say he was interested and that he was going to speak to his network, and if they agree, and it's possible he want to run for that position. I'm not too sure. And so far, I think he's the only person I would have to be honest with you who's come out boldly to say that he wants to run. The rest probably are weighing the options. And now that Ahmad is online, just to remind that there are individuals in CAF themselves who are not necessarily clean when it comes to corrupt issues. Remember Constance Omari some years ago was actually arrested in Congo for $1 million embezzlement issue. Danny Jordan is appropriation of funds, so will be able to pass that test. Yomi, I'm not too sure.
we're still having a bit of problems getting very good line in all the way to Accra there, where we're talking to Willie, our friend Willie in Accra, Ghana, who obviously is giving us exclusive all the way from well, about CAF and what we should be looking out for, especially with regards to the suspension of CAF President Ahmad Ahmed and the financial misconduct, obviously generating issues around CAF at the moment. Willie, if you can still hear me, CAF has said that at least 5,000 fans are going to be allowed to watch the CAF Champions League final between Al Ahly and Zamalek in Cairo. That's on November the 27th. That's going to be some mighty game there. What's your take on it? What should we look out for? What do you think would be carrying the day that day?
Hello, hear me?
Yeah, Willie. Can you hear us? Hello, Willie. Okay, I think we've probably lost contact with Willie again. We're just talking about the CAF allowing even here in the UK, the government of the government of Boris Johnson has said they will be allowing people now to attend outdoor sporting events. So between 2 to 4,000 people will be allowed to watch sporting events. So CAF was saying we're going to allow at least 5,000 people in Cairo to watch the CAF Champions League final between Hakali and Zamalek in Cairo. Willie, if you can hear me, so what should we look out for in the final on the 27th of November at the Cairo International Stadium? Okay. I think we're still struggling to establish contact with. But anyway, we will be bringing you the results of that game when it comes on. It's going to be on the 27th. It's a CAF Champions League final, and it's going to be between two Egyptian teams. So Al Ahly and Zamalek, obviously powerhouses when it comes to football, not only in Egypt but indeed Africa. So those guys will be slugging it out to be the number one club side in Africa is going to be. But obviously, there have been concerns about increasing cases of COVID-19 in Egypt, and about CAF, in their wiseness, I said, all right, no problems. We're going to allow 5,000 people in the Cairo International Stadium on that day, obviously to cheer on both teams as they will be playing the finals on the 27th. So we will be, like I said, we'll be giving you results of that. Al Ahly will hoping to be winning the ninth title, okay, on the whole, because they, like I said, they're powerhouse in Africa. And obviously Zamalek will be hoping to get their first title since 2002, about 18 years now. So watch your space, but I'm sure it's going to be one heck of a game. Both of them powerhouses in Egypt. I've been opportune to watch these two guys slug it out in the Cairo International Stadium, which obviously is massive, you know. Hi there. Hi, Willie, can you hear us? Okay, I think it's frozen now again. So apologies for that. Willie is all the way in Accra, in Ghana. There've been technical problems with regards to connections today, obviously due to broadband signals. So we will try, if we can, because we're probably running out of time now anyway. So we will try and bring Willie in probably next week to talk more about what is happening in CAF, and obviously to round up the CAF Champions League final for us, and obviously about to talk to us about more issues coming out of African football. So we want to thank people that have been watching us today, and we've got new people watching us today. We've got Yolanda Clement watching us, saying hello. So thank you for joining us. Ade Lori has joined us. But thank you for joining us. Ex Barca is joining us again today. Thank you. Obviously, ever our number one fan, Sandra, also wants to join us on the show today to say hello, everyone. So it's the football show. Please subscribe to the show. It comes up to you every Monday at 8 p.m. On this channel on YouTube Live. So what do? We discuss football. Okay, we discuss burning issues in football around the world, obviously zeroing in on Africa. And so far today, we've talked about the Super Eagles, what went wrong in Benin, and obviously what went wrong in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Joining us to talk about that was Edith O'Brien, who is a former Nigerian international, and joining us all the way from Ukraine. And we've spoken a little bit about the CAF problems in CAF. It has divided, you know. So and Willie Benjamin's joined us to talk a little bit about what the problem was in CAF, and hopefully we'll be getting Willie in at some point next week to talk more about this issue. Sorry about the fact that there was interruptions in conversations we had with Willie today, obviously due to the broadband problem. Excuse me. So that's our show for today. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to us, like our show, and if you did really enjoy, join us next week, Monday, 8 p.m. every Monday at this time, 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. GMT. Okay, and make sure you keep a date with us next week. And special thanks to producer of the show, Yomi Amakwija, who is behind the scenes, making sure everything went, according to plan. Even though we were not able to succeed, we could not, build up our own broadband signals. Not yet. We're not able to do that personally ourselves now. Hopefully, when things improve, we'll get you a better connection. So, thank you for joining us today, and do have a wonderful week ahead. It's the beginning of another working week, Monday. So, have a wonderful working week ahead. And don't forget, on Sunday, the Way Show comes back on 8 p.m. GMT. And on Monday, 8 p.m. GMT, the Football Show. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.